Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever and 2016's version of the OCE Community Awards. It's our absolute pleasure to host them on behalf of Rocket League Oceania, myself, Yummy Cheese Man, and of course, the bearded one himself, Nolski. How's it going?
I am going very well, despite this being an incredibly hot day. I'm ready, I'm psyched, I'm hyped. Let's go, let's get straight into it.
They're so hyped. I've already got the, actually wearing a shirt for once, a proper shirt and an undershirt, and just doing it all for you guys out there. So if I do start sweating at some point, we know who to blame, mostly Nolski, who's, forcing me to dress up and all this stuff. It's definitely his idea. But no, it's an absolute pleasure. And as well, Beatnik is in the background doing all of the production, and Dover is doing the organization. So immediately know that those guys are on board as well. But it's going to be a fantastic night. It's been a few weeks in the making. Again, it is the first ever Community Awards. And we had almost 150. I think we had 149 total votes that were legitimate. There were more people were involved in the voting, but a lot of people made mistakes, and there are just a couple of people who simply didn't read the questions and they didn't get counted, unfortunately. But every single category, I think the lowest category of after votes were taken out, was still something along the lines of 140 votes.
That's right.
So it really is a big community effort for this, and thought we'd make it something special with the stream. Yeah, exactly. Hope you had a great Christmas, Nolski.
Yeah, I did. Lots of food and lots of beer. That's how I like to do it.
That's how it should be done. So we'll nominate Nolski's family for the Christmas Rocket League Christmas family feast of the year. But there were plenty of categories there were 12 categories in total for the competition, but more it's not really a competition as such. It's more just a way of giving back to the community, especially a lot of the community driven stuff here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In these
just to shine a light, on the community and what they do and what they've already done for the community, and just to give back, show some recognition for their efforts, and some outstanding individuals need to be recognized.
Yeah, and it's a shame that we can't give everybody an award, but I hope if you are a nominee or anybody who is on that list, do know that everybody appreciates it. We all understand that everybody here in the community is working hard. In the OCE community especially, it's not about the money. There is no money. It's all about the fun. It's all about the community. And, the strength of the OCE community is the fact that it's just built off each other. It's not, there's no big thing behind us trying to make a big money machine or anything like that. It's put on by the community, for the community. It's all for fun. And everybody who is here should know, whether you're in the chat, whether you voted, whether you're a nominee, whether you're one of the top 4 contenders, or whether you're a winner tonight, that we all appreciate you very much.
That's right. And that's the strength of this community, is that it's very close knit, and that's what I think will help us succeed on the higher levels.
Yeah, it's definitely been worldwide as well, a community effort, but I think OCE runs off the strength of that. But
that's right.
Going off that, let's go straight into it. We do have 12 awards. It's not going. There's plenty of stuff to go through, so we better get started fairly soon. But our first category for tonight is the best community-driven content of 2016. 4 contenders for each nomination. We should say that there are 4 contenders, and they are the top 4 pieces of content, tournaments, or individuals that were nominated for that category.
Yep.
We will list the top 4, and then the number 1 will win the award, and we'll have a quick chat with them have them give a little bit of a speech and ask a few questions, and then we will do that same thing for all 12.
That's right.
So the first contender for the community-driven content is,
Of course,
The Pinch. Of course, myself and Nolsky, the regular hosts of The Pinch, a panel show which discusses the weekly events that happen around OCE, hopefully on a world stage so everybody can see what is happening in OCE, but as well the people around the community can have a central hub to understand what is going on, and that runs every single Thursday.
Yep.
It
also serves as as an arm to reach out to people in the chat who have a lot of questions and answers. Question that need answers about the community, not just within the OCE, but internationally as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's we do get a lot of questions going on. And second nominee for this, the second contender, I should say. There were many nominees. The second contender is the RLO Weekly Report, a newsletter which is on a similar vein over all the recent events in OCE, upcoming events run by Rocket League Oceania itself, and in particular the star writer who started the entire thing, Unbound, who has done an excellent job. There's a lot of work that goes into those 7 pages of, essentially a newsletter every single week.
Well, now that it's 7 pages, it didn't used to be. It originally came to us as a 33-page novel. So there's a lot to be talked about that he whittles down to a readable length, I suppose.
Exactly, and that's something as well. Viewed internationally, there's been some great feedback from international, NA and EU players and community members who say that that's a great way for catching up on what is happening in OCE. The third contender for the Rocket League OCE community-driven content in 2016 is the OCE Power Rankings, run by a committee of 5 members, 4 power rankers and an administrator. And it just lists the top 15 teams of each week with write-ups about the top 10 teams. Again, viewed internationally on the Rocket League Garage, founded by B-Bears himself and passed on to the capable leadership of Fashi with power rankers Nolsky, Yummy Cheese Man, Tibor, and Nutterers. And that goes out every single week, including a special Monday power ranking stream that happens on my channel.
Bar any sort of special circumstances, it's a weekly release.
Yeah, hopefully a weekly release. It is on a break right now, but I think this year, when I was totaling it up, it was something along the lines of 49 power rankings were released over the year. So a staggering amount. And that is a lot of work. There is actually a lot of work that goes into those power rankings.
Yeah.
And our fourth and final contender for the community-driven content is the Zero Hero Goal, a community award given to the player who can get the best 0-second goal, either in a replay or a stream, in any tournament. And it's designed to encourage better matches, more exciting last-second goals, and just a little bit of fun around the community. That's hosted by Biza, and the first ever Zero Hero Goal was won by our very own Kia, who went away with $100 to that one. And apparently there's a second one in the works that is looking to go international as well. So that's an exciting one. So those are 4 nominees or contenders. I'm going to say nominees all night.
That's
just going to be a thing.
That's fine.
But there can be only a winner. There was one that won by a very significant margin, at least double what number 2 was. And it might be a little bit of a surprise, but it is very well deserved. It is your 2016 community-driven content of the year. the OCE Power Rankings. And we were looking to get B-Bears in for the interview, but he's not here at the moment. But B-Bears was the founder of the OCE Power Rankings. Fashi, the current admin. But I am going to have Nolski accept the award on behalf of the whole Power Rankings committee. As he is the secondary admin, he does a lot of work. And do you have anything to say about getting this award?
Well, when I came on the committee, there was a lot of umming and oohing in the public eye. It was not so much seen as much of a thing to really take notice of. So I suppose since the team had a bit of a restructuring, it's become a little bit more respected, which is good to see for our efforts, because we do a lot of work with it, Yummy, and it's comforting to know.
It is a lot of work. I've been on it twice. I left at one stage and then essentially begged to come back on. And I think, I'm probably the biggest pain in the ass when it does come to the power rankings. I'm notorious amongst those four for giving them hell every single week. But I think it really goes to show, even now, the OCE power rankings is continually growing in consistency. It's viewed by many people. People are very excited every time it comes out. Even if it is a little controversial, I think that is always going to happen. I don't think you can ever make a power rankings that everyone's excited for, but it's great to see the community get behind it, get really excited for those power rankings, and show it is our best way of showing the world what are the top teams in our region right now. And the more that we can push that content, the more people see, okay, Alpha Sydney are currently number one. They're a great team. We should look out for them. Maybe they'll be there at RLCS.
Yeah.
So that is it for the community-driven content of the year. Nolski, would you like to introduce our next category?
Yes. Moving on to the next category for the best OC Rocket League weekly event. And first up, we have the infamous ESL Go for Rocket League weeklies. They're headed by B-Bears, and they've been running weekly tournaments with $100 US prize pool, along with monthly tournaments for ESL in-game titles. And of course, the funding for all that is sponsored by Psyonix.
Yeah, it's good to see Psyonix behind some organization as well.
Yeah, reaching out to OCE, you've got to love that. Next up is Mocket OCE. Unfortunately, not with us in the region anymore, but when they did come, they came in with $200 Australian dollars for a prize pool, and it saw some interesting competition. Yummy.
Yeah, it was great having them here. It was good having just somebody putting in $200 a week. Nobody else was willing to invest that much, and it was fantastic while they're here, and maybe they'll come back in the future.
Fingers crossed, I suppose. Next up is the RLO ABC's 3v3 divisions. They are long-standing weekly tournaments. They're run by RLO, of course, and the prize pools are funded by community donations that we receive, mostly currently at least through the man Infamous, Head Ambid for Hype, and Nutters for the 2v2s, I suppose. That sort of counts, but it all comes together.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one with 3 different categories, A's, B's, and C's, which allow. It's a really good competition for getting the new teams into the scene.
That's right.
What I really like about it, and it's very, very good to note the first ever winners of the RLOAs happen to be the Little Wangs with Yummy Cheese Man on it. So a little bit of history there as well.
Forever a champion in this community, Yummy.
Can't take that first time prize away from me.
And next up is Hype Rocket League OCE, as mentioned before, run by Infamous. The initiative was headed by Alstido from the NA company, and they were, of course, the first NA org to venture into OCE, which led the way for other orgs such as Mocket and ESL to really bring those large prize pools that we see today. So
yeah, the Hype actually came in at the same time as ESL as well. They were there first, and they helped out quite a bit, but it's very exciting to have them along. Very community-driven effort as well.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's very exciting. They're staying in for long term, so that's great to see.
So, what do we have out of the four? What do you reckon, Yummy? Who's going to win?
I already know who's going to win. You got to tell us now.
Okay, so the winner of the best OC Rocket League Weekly event is ESL. Go for Rocket League Weeklies. Of course, headed by the man B-Bears. I'm hoping that maybe he'll be around for this voice conversation, the interview. We can get him in, but I don't think so.
I actually do have him on Discord right now, and I'm literally just spamming him with links. Come enter. Hopefully he manages to do so, because if he wins every single award tonight and fails to join, then I'm going to be quite upset. See if he comes along. But he is typing to me, so we'll find out. But B-Bears, obviously the winner of OCE at this point in time. But ESL, congratulations to them. They've been doing a fantastic job. I think it's just great to see that they are a big org, but they're willing to work with the community. They're willing to move their tournament if need be, and even move it to Mondays. They're moving it to other days just to make sure that they can stay in line, do those weeklies and monthlies on a regular basis. B-Bears is still just typing. Don't know if he will come along.
I don't think he's available. But if there's a question that anyone wants to ask, it's probably about their tags, and you have to understand that it's not up to ESL that hands out the titles. It's up to Psionics, and it goes through a very long list of communication points, and it will take time. But you will get them. Can promise you that they will arrive.
Yeah, and no B-Bears. So wait, he just messaged us. Okay, B-Bears wanted to send a message instead of talking, but I will relay that message. Thanks to everyone who ever participated in, watched, and gave feedback for the ESL Go for Rocket League Weekly Cups. I'm always looking for ways to better run the Weekly Cups and accommodate all teams and players entering them, regardless of their reason. I look forward to implementing some ideas to improve them for next year, and look forward to seeing everyone then. Much love. Sorry, I can't have an interview. Well, apologies accepted, B-Bears. He is in the middle of moving states, so that is most likely the reason that he cannot come. But fantastic. Thank you very much, B-Bears. It is highly appreciated that he runs that every single week. And I look forward to many more ESL weeklies next year. And of course, getting the champion title for myself. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next category. And this is a big one. The Best OCE Rocket League Live Event of 2016. And the contenders are the Rocket LAN Finals, held in Sydney. It was in the end of November. I think November the 27th was the date. 4 teams made it after 12 weeks of competing in open qualifiers and a weekly circuit. And it had a $1,000 prize pool. But most importantly, it was a completely community-run effort with a community-driven prize pool. And Justice Robo in particular shows big for that, with Biza and Wolfie doing the online the live casting as well. Next contender is the DB Esports LAN. That's the Digital Bunker Esports LAN. And that is a LAN open to anybody in the community. Anybody could show up, pay a small entry fee, and participate. There are actually two, and I don't know if there's any differentiation between the two LANs that DB Esports have put on, but they put on a $300 prize pool 2v2 and a $500 prize pool 3v3, each, I think, 3 months apart. And it was casted locally for the 3v3 tournament and online both by Biza and myself, with Squire Pug doing the hosting locally for the 2v2. And that was a fantastic event as well. Nolski was even there for the 2v2 tournament.
That's right. It was interesting. I suppose it was my to have gone to and eventually played in and sucked that, but it was fun seeing meeting everyone in person. Just getting amongst it, and I mean everyone's there for the same reason, to enjoy themselves, have fun playing Rocket League.
Yeah, it's those kind of events that allow people to just meet each other. I think that's the biggest advantage of those ones. And if you have a chance to go to the next Digital Bunker Esports LAN, then definitely go to it. The third nominee for the best OCE Rocket League live event is the ESL PAX Finals. $5,000 prize pool put up by Psyonix at the PAX Arena in Melbourne. That happened early in November. I think it was November the 3rd. And that was actually the first ever tournament using the key money from Psyonix. So OC obviously much loved by Psyonix at this point. But again, a tournament headed up by B Bears as well as Ozymandias from ESL. Did a great job with that one. And that was one that Legacy won too.
That's right. That was a major tournament, and something really special to be a part of. I mean, you and me were both essentially front row cheering everyone on, just anticipating some fantastic Rocket League.
Yeah, lots of people traveled there from the community, and there were also just lots of people who were there for PAX who showed up as well. I think for the grand final, there was about 400 live people watching there at the event, and 300 online, and it got up to about 800 at one stage too. So possibly a record for the number of viewers for one of the events, thanks to a big host by Rocket League Central as well, and some great promotion that came out.
That's right.
And our fourth and final contender for the best live event, another very big one, the second biggest live event in terms of prize pool, and that is the Cyber Gamer Season 2 LAN Finals, CGPL Finals. It was the first major LAN internationally until RLCS 1. It was a big jealousy point for NA and EU players that we got a LAN before they did. CGPL, they do LANs for CSGO. They sponsored it. They put up a huge prize pool for all the divisions, but especially for CGP. And it had 4 teams there qualifying over a 7-week period. Legacy, which at the time was Sequential Gaming, won that one. And that was run by Wasted as well as Supernova and cast by a bit of a missing org for a little bit, GameStar.
Well, it's good to see them coming back in the new year. Maybe they can bring some of their enthusiasm back that we all miss.
Yeah, they're going to be here in January, so that'll be exciting to see. But we do have 4 nominees, but only one winner, and the winner for 2016's Best OCE Rocket League live event, and with 94% of the votes, the winner is the ESL PAX Finals. And we will see if B Bears can come up with something. He is still typing away. I let him know at the start of this category that he was about to win. And he's been typing for 6 minutes now. He's still not finished. So this is going to be a great speech. He obviously didn't prepare. He's like, I'm not going to win ESL PAX Lion Finals. But I think everybody...
Despite his own predictions, of course.
Yeah, he predicted it himself. But he's won that one. He's typing it out again. He has no microphone. which is a little bit of a problem when you're trying
okay.
to have a voice chat with someone.
Mhm.
But we do have a lot of people yelling rigged in the chat, as well as who would have guessed.
Yeah,
What
B
a
Bears forming a clean sweep already.
Yeah, B Bears has won 3 in a row. Okay, thank you for everyone for voting the ESL PAX Finals as the best live event. Myself and the team at ESL worked hard to make it the best event possible in the short amount of time we had, and it's fantastic to get so much positive feedback from everyone and hear how much everyone enjoyed it in person and on stream. Really looking forward to our next event and making it bigger and better than the previous. I'm sorry, it's really not that great of a speech. Well, that is the point, B-Bears. You're only a human, and even though you win every single award, we expect, you can't be the best at everything. But that was a big thing for B-Bears. Congratulations again to him for winning another one. So that is 3 in a row. Essentially, if you include that he founded the OC Power Rankings, and we did want to get him on for that one as well. So we will
move on.
to the next one.
Okay, so the next category is the 2016's best OCE Rocket League long-term competition. So for the first nominee, we see the Cyber Gamer Premier League. Once again, to reiterate, it was run by Wasted and Supernova and cast by GameStar. And I myself wasn't really a part of that until much later. I don't know if Yomi, you can add anything to that.
Well, there were 4 teams. It was very hype lead up to the tournament. There was a tie for 4th place, and so I think there was a 3-way tie basically for 4th place with Team Supremacy at the time. Which was B-Bears himself, as well as, I think, Mickey B. They were called Team B, and then they got sponsored by Supremacy for the LAN. So they had Mickey B, B-Bears, and I can't remember the third one. They were the ones who went, but there were 2 teams tied with them. It was a very close thing, and then it went through all the way to the grand final of the live event. Was very close, with another one going to Game 7 against the undefeated Sequential at the time, who just clutched it out as well.
Okay, well, next up is The Chase. The Chase ran by RLO and cast by EGTV. It was a series it went for like, I think it was 11 weeks, I believe, with 8 weeks included, with points garnered from tournaments from your participation and your success based on how far you went within those tournaments. Those points added up to a tally, and there were 3 different divisions of winners that went on to play their own individual playoffs for the finals.
Yeah, it was a great competition as well. Encouraged a lot of people to participate in the tournaments. Gameroos and RLO was all of the tournaments that were on at the time, but it increased the number of teams that were participating in the hopes of making it into the LAN final. And I think that's just a great idea to put behind a tournament.
Yeah. Next up is the recent Sennheiser Classic run by Wasted and PGTV. That prize pool was sponsored solely by Sennheiser, with a bunch of products massing the prize pool, and all of it went straight to the winner. That ran over a course of 5 weeks, I believe, and I thought it was a fantastic initiative. Maybe something different instead of money in terms of prize pool, but actual products.
It was definitely fantastic. Great to see another big organization, Sennheiser, who came behind for RLOC, to come back for a second tournament. I think it was very interesting doing a prize tournament with it was gaming headsets and amplifiers as the prize, $400 headsets and $400 amplifiers. So I'm very jealous of Alpha Sydney, who went ahead and won all of that. And they also had giveaways, so you didn't just have to win. You could also, I think there was a Twitter giveaway and also a giveaway for watching the finals, which ended up with 330 viewers, which is pretty good for just a tournament run on a Saturday night when just OCE is online. That's the sort of numbers that you'd see if NA was online.
That's right. And next up is the Winter Rocket League Oceania Championship. That was run by, once again, Wasted and Supernova, casted by PGTV. I think it boasted, was it $4,000 of prize pool plus an additional donation of $500?
Yeah, so there was 4,500 total. Supernova himself, I think it was 4,100. There was some entry fees of, I think it was 500. Then it was Sennheiser as well, who put in something like 3,600, and Supernova, who put in 400. And Supernova's prize, I think, went to make sure that 5th through 8th could also get a solid prize as well. So great community effort by him. Wasted doing a fantastic job, being nominated 3 times in the one category and casting. That was the first time that PGTV came into OCE as well. So that was an exciting time for them. They were casting CGP and RLOC at that time. So 4,500 prize was the biggest at the time.
Yep, it was a very big tournament. I remember it was the first that I watched of OCE Rocket League, and I was
it was considered sold, the RLCS of OCE at the time. That's what I would tell people when I was trying to advertise it.
Yeah, especially with a massive prize pool like that. Anyway, moving on to finding out who the winner is. I'm going to read it out nice and slow. Yep, and the winner is The Chase for 2016 Best OCE Rocket League Long-Term Competition. And I believe we've got Dover with us to have a chat to us about The Chase.
The man himself, Dover, coming in and winning the award for The Chase. Congratulations, Dover.
Thanks, Jimmy. I don't know really what to say. I think when we were building The Chase and developing it, like back early in January with JP and others and everybody, like we really had the community, in mind when building the Chase, and we really wanted a competition that really supported all the tournaments within the region and make sure that we were growing the scene as fast as we can. Like in terms of people I want to thank, I think I need to thank mostly JP, the former owner of Rocket League Oceania. He was a big help in guiding this idea from where it ended up until he left, and then Nutters came on as the assistant on that project, and I got to give a big thanks to him as well. He helped develop that all the way up until we started and until he left as well. And then other than that, I think I got to give a big shout out to everybody who we garnered feedback from before and after we started the Chase. Like we grabbed a lot of feedback from like a lot of key people within the scene, make sure that we figured out everything that we needed to, and make sure that everything was all fine tuned. We still have a few things missing in the rules and so forth, but we look forward to the future with bringing like a possible season 2. And other than that, I think I got to say thank you everybody for voting for The Chase, and hopefully we can bring some more great tournaments like it in the future. And I think that's all for me. But thanks everybody, and have a good night. Enjoy the awards.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dover, as well. He's organising the awards tonight, so that is why he sounds a little bit frantic. Because he's the one trying to get B-Bears to actually come in to the chat and talk with us. But again, congratulations, not just to Dover, but to all of Rocket League Oceania as an organisation. A great event. Big shout out as well to Erase, who aren't really around anymore, but they sponsored $1,000 of that $1,500 prize pool. So if Erase is still out there, if Manny is still in the audience, then thank you very much to him for being that and being there for The Chase, and congratulations to him. But we will move on to the next category, a similar one, the Best OCE Rocket League Online Event. 4 contenders once again, and the first nominee is the Sennheiser Classic finals. So very similar to the last one. Sennheiser Classic Finals, 2,400 in prizes for that day. It was 3 matches. The semi-finals and the grand final were all cast. I had the pleasure of casting both the semi-finals, and if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to go watch the second semi-final and the grand final as some of the best Rocket League in recent history for Oceania. It was amazing games. No spoilers, but there was a Game 7 overtime in one of them. And fantastic. Really good to see the community and everyone get behind that. The second nominee, and in my heart, my favorite, the Anzac Day All-Stars. Top representations from each state were drafted into teams, and each state had up to 3 teams. So New South Wales had 3 teams. All of the popular states had 3 teams, but some couldn't fill out 3 teams. I think New Zealand and Tasmania had only 1 each. Same with South Australia. But that was a fantastic event run by Rocket League Oceania and cast by AGTV. And it raised $109 for the Anzac Appeal as well. And similar to the Anzac Day All-Stars, there will soon be the State of Origin, which I've been helping organize alongside Dover for next year. So make sure that in January you look out for that, sign up and participate and donate, because it is probably the most fun just going there and cheering for New South Wales, who of course will win again, but last time came both first and second, with the New South Wales number 2 team coming first. The third nominee is again the RLOC Championship Finals, a similar event to the Sennheiser Classic Finals. Single elimination, 3 matches, 2 semi-finals, and the grand final. It was the largest prize pool in OC until PAX came along with the Psionics donation. It was $4,500. It was led up to by a 12-week competition. One thing to note about RLOC as well is it still holds the record for the most players signed up. It had more than 70 teams, more than 250 players sign up for that one event, and broke 1 million engagements on Twitter. So huge event for OC. Took us in front of the eyes of the entire world. Again, run by Wasted/Supernova and cast by Peanut Gallery TV.
Still some numbers to see to be beat. I would like to see tournaments such as these with larger, or to beat those 250 players signed up, and some more engagements on Twitter. I don't know how it's going to happen, but the more tournaments, the more chance.
Yeah, on a personal note, not only would I like to see that many teams signing up, but also the community making an effort to keep that number of teams. If that many teams sign up, people should reach out, make sure they sign up for other things, get them involved, because that has been one thing. We've been getting new teams, but we haven't been keeping them or getting them involved in the rest. So excellent work, but still plenty that the community can do there. The fourth and final nominee for the best online event is the Chase Finals. Run over 2 days of competition with 3 different skill divisions, A's, B's, and C's. I think they were called Premier, Main, and something else, with $1,500 in prize pools. The winners of that was Furox Omega, now known as Sub-Zero. So you know they've gone through a few different names. That was their first win in the B's division. And in A's division, Corvidae got their first, and I think still only, major victory of competition over Abyss at the time. And that was run as well by RLO with casting by AGTV. So you do again have your 4 contenders, the top 4 in that division. And the winner of 2016's Best OCE Rocket League online event is the Chase Finals. Once again, the Chase is carrying through. very similar to the last one, an absolutely epic event. And we have Dover once again. We'll pop him in, see if he has anything to say. Congratulations, Dover.
I feel silly accepting 2 awards, it's really weird, to be honest. But I think what I missed earlier is I think I need to thank everybody who is a part of RLO, past and present, everybody who come on to RLO, Nolsky, Gibbles, everybody in the staff team, JP, Nutters, everybody who was a part of RLO and helped create the Chase and the Chase finals for what it was. It was a really big team effort, and I think the biggest part of that team, I think I really need to thank, is AGTV and their amazing production value that they delivered over that period of the finals. I think the finals as a whole, we did have a lot of lessons that learnt coming out of that, but and we definitely seeks to improve upon those lessons following the finals. But we did take a big risk in having that really unique finals bracket. And a few people were stumped by it, but once we explained it to a few people, more people understood and more people found it a little more useful. So I hope everybody enjoyed the finals event, and I think I look forward, and everybody at RLO looks forward to bringing more like that in the future.
Yeah, congratulations again, and congratulations to RLO. That was their first ever major tournament. By that I mean a long-running tournament with a big finals period. So did a great job for the first ever one, and since then they have continued on with that success. So thank you very much, Dover, and Nolsky will head on to the next category.
Yes, a category that is close to my heart, I suppose. The Best OCE Rocket League Event Admin. Something I've been doing for a long time. So first up, we have Paz. Paz is a relatively new addition to the RLO event admin, and he also helps out with hype as well. And I speak, I'm sure, on behalf of the other staff members that he's been invaluable since his induction. Next up, we have B-Bears, of course, the former professional player, now a head Rocket League admin for ESL, as well as running the weeklies. He runs the monthly tournaments as well. And a very, very fun member of the community since he's already won 3 awards. So next up is Dover. I don't think anyone has done more Rocket League in Oceania this year than Dover. So he's the head of RLO and the head of several initiatives within the region. And finally, myself. I will speak for myself, of course. I came into the scene in the latter stages of the year, and I suppose have been ever present within the community since.
Yeah, so Nolsky, for those who don't know, because he's not very out there. He's not like the guy with the big beard who jumps onto live streams and whatnot. But if you do not know what he is, he does the adminning for a large number of RLO events. So while Dover might run and organize these things, he makes sure that they all run very smoothly and has been doing a great job. He's there watching every single event, and it's fantastic to have him in. Of course, he did take my position for, organizing the Starbase Arc tournament. He's clearly the best event admin, but I'll give him the nomination. So,
gee, thanks, Yomi. Okay, so without further ado, the winner of this year's Best Rocket League OCE Rocket League Event Admin is B-Bears. B-Bears once again. I know the chat is thinking that I'm going to win because I'm blushing. That's because I know B-Bears is going to win again.
Yeah, we know who wins each category. But we do have to act surprised if we do win. So, B-Bears says, incredibly proud and humbled to have won Best Event Admin. I've always aimed to be as helpful and accommodating as possible to everyone throughout all of ESL's events. It's fantastic to have my dedication to that acknowledged and to finally know I'm doing something right. Thank you once again to everyone who voted. Much love to the entire OC Rocket League community. And then he put a love heart at the end just for you guys. So make sure you spam your love hearts in the chat back for B-Bears, who is undoubtedly watching. But that is B-Bears, and fantastic work by him. He's done absolutely epic job. One of the things to note, and I think a lot of you thought, Nolski's got this down pat. B-Bears won this over Nolski. We'll release some of the details by one vote. And the reason he won by one vote as well is because there was 2 invalid votes where somebody voted for Nolski and nobody else. They had voted for Nolski and Dover and somebody Paz. Then Nolski would have won. So I do have to say, as a very, very, very close runner-up as well, congratulations, Nolski. Well-deserved second place. Definitely don't deserve first place.
I would agree with that. Don't you worry.
Excellent. Yeah, B-Bears. Very well done. Next category is the Community Member of the Year 2016. I think this is a bit of a up in the air kind of nomination. It's a bit of an interesting one because how do you classify the Community Member of the Year? There's so many absolutely fantastic community members, and regardless of who wins, I think every single one of these people, and I am on the list, so I am complimenting myself at the same time, has done big things, and also the people outside of this top 4 do need to pat themselves on the back before we even go into the winners of this. A big category, a big amorphous thing, and we will go straight in. The first nominee for Community Member of the Year is the man that we have just been talking to multiple times, RLO's own Dover. So he's the director and co-founder for Rocket League Oceania. He founded it alongside Jay Ponage and has been working his ass off since March. So ever since, and he does a lot of stuff in the background. He doesn't ever go and ask for credit. He just enjoys what he does. And the same with everybody here, enjoys Rocket League so much he just wants it to be successful, for it to grow big in OC. And I think he's done a fantastic job so far. He organized Anzac All-Stars. Again, my favorite tournament that's ever been run, regardless of online, offline, live, anything. Anzac All-Stars, RLO, A's, B's, and C's, and the Chase. He is the manager of the Prodigy organization, and Beatnik, who is doing production right now, manages his team. He started the weekly report alongside the rest of RLO, and of course organized the OCE Community Awards that we are doing tonight. He has made even all of the pictures and the production side of this. So fantastic job by him, Dover. He definitely deserves the recognition. Second contender for this award is Nolski, the lead tournament administrator for RLO, and I say that because he won the best event admin previously, so that must be true. He did tournament organizing for one event. He said he's not a tournament organizer, but he organized the Hype 2v2 Hoops charity event, so on Hype channel. That was a great fun event. He is the co-host of the ever so fine and fantastic show called The Pinch. The Power Rankings committee member and admin. Every single week he helps enter the tournament results into the thing so that everybody has a much easier way of digesting the results and turning them into rankings. Co-founder of OCE Freestylers, even though he's not able to freestyle himself. So doing a great job. doesn't need to be able to actually play to organize, so that's good to see. And he's the founder of the gaming organization called Phoenix Gaming. And I think, despite the fact that they were all terrible players who couldn't hit a ball, it's great to see somebody. You see him blushing right now, just coming through and individually sponsoring. The money came out of Nolski's pocket. The third nominee, this one very dear to my heart because it's me. It's Yummy Cheese Man, host of The Pinch, OCE vs. the World, and also ran my first ever tournament very recently, the Starbase Arc tournament, which I think was a great success, and lots of people had a lot of fun, including myself. Community leader for Rocket League Oceania, and I've helped do tournament organization for the 2017 State of Origin. So again, keep your eye out for that. I'm excited for it, and you should definitely be too. Member of the Power Rankings Committee, as well as doing Power Rankings Mondays, community casts for CGA, CGM, RLO 2v2, the DB Esports Finals for the 2v2, and Hype when there was no availability for AGTV, or GameStar when they couldn't cast. That was when Yummy Cheese Man came in, as well as international promotion for OC events, which I've done for RLOC, ESL packs, the CPC Cup, and Sennheiser, as well as a few other smaller ones. But if there is a big event in OCE that I want people to watch, then people definitely get to hear about that, even if they start getting annoyed. And finally, we've been hearing about him all night, and he's going to be here all night. B-Bears, who founded the OCE Power Rankings. He's the head admin for the ESL ANZ division of Rocket League, and organized the ESL PAX LAN, including the qualifiers, with 4 days, and the PAX LAN with 2 weeks notification. Did that entire organization a fantastic job. He was a pro player for Jam Gaming at the start of the year. A great team at moving from 5th to 15th on the power rankings, so that's a big achievement for him as well. And also, I've got here listed, because I wrote up some notes, that he is an excellent hugger. So I think that is important for anyone who is going to be Community Member of the Year. So that is our 4 contenders: Dover Nolski, Yummy Cheese Man, and B-Bears. But the winner, and there can be only one, is of course the one with the biggest beard himself, Nolski. Congratulations, Community Member of the Year.
Thanks, Yummy, and thanks everybody for voting for me. I don't know why, because the 3 before me are much more suited to winning this this category, I suppose. But I suppose you guys recognize that I'm freaking everywhere at once around the community, and I thank you for noticing me. I suppose I don't really know what else to say.
Again, you spent a year grooming that beard. Very important skill. Congratulations once again, and
thank you very much.
I think it's well deserved. I have a list here of stuff, and it's the kind of thing I had to prune down to find, a small list of things that you're involved in. You're involved in almost everything, but most importantly, you're just there. You're there watching everything. You're there answering questions. You're there helping out, and I think that really shows. But
thank you.
Again, people are spamming in chat salt. There is definitely no salt here. Nolski is well deserved. There's a reason I asked him to come onto the pinch and co-host along with him, and there's a reason he's here tonight. He is Community Member of the Year for sure. And if you really wanted to know, I was in a not too distant second. So it was a very close race, and thank you very much to everyone who voted for me. And again, for everybody in that category, I think there were like 12 or 13 people nominated from the start, have done fantastic things for the community, and judging them up against each other, it's fine. All of them did fantastic things. It's just that Nolski is the most fantasticest of them all. There you go.
Thank you, Yummy.
Which brings us on to the next category, Nulski.
Alrighty, I'll take it from here. Okay, so the next category is the OCE Rocket League Caster of the Year. The first nominee, of course, is yourself, Yummy, once again. Former pro player turned caster and analyst. I think you testament to yourself that you haven't really been a caster for that long. You only recently taken up the mantle of casting, and I believe that you've been improving ever since, and you've been working hard at it as well. And I would say that you're becoming one of the best analysts within the region.
Yeah, I definitely think my analytical skills are up there, but it's one of those things. I think I've been improving. That is the big statement. I'm amongst a fantastic list there of nominees.
Which I'll get right into. The next one is Renkies. Renkies is a very, very determined caster, and I believe he has an amazing story to tell. He works very hard. I'm not sure if a lot of you see it because he does a lot of international casts, either on RLC, I believe he's done it for PRL, and I think Shift Pro League as well. And he's always, always insistent on improving himself and becoming the best caster in the region. Also, he's the most metal. He's the most metal OCE caster around.
He's definitely the Skrillex of OCE.
Yeah.
I think Renkies has cast more events than any other caster in OCE this year.
That's right. That's correct.
If I recall.
And next up is Judge, the man himself, the dabbing machine, part of the lead casting team for Aussie Gaming TV, committed to bringing the best possible viewing experience for the scene. Myself, I've seen him cast in a LAN tournament, in a LAN environment, and he's very dapper. I suppose that you would have seen recently on the last ESL Monthly stream, you would have seen himself sitting right next to our next nominee is Tibor. Tibor, normally, if he's not helping casting beside Judge, he's hosting the stream, making sure that the viewers are able to watch something.
I think if Judge is the personality, then also the voice, then Tibor is the personality. He's a very lovable character. So
definitely
4 very different nominees that bring very different things.
And once again, without further ado, we'll head straight to finding out who the winner of 2016 Best Caster of the Year, and it's Renkies.
Renkies, congratulations! He should be coming in.
Well, I'll pull Renkies down right now.
Renkies, congratulations on winning OCE 2016 Caster of the Year.
Well, thank you very much, Yummy and Nolski. It's a pleasure.
Excellent. And do you have anybody to thank for winning, or is it all you?
Oh, it's definitely not all me. First shout out I've got to give is to AGTV. They took me on sort of around March, April this year. I'd never done casting before at all. I had a brand new audio setup that wasn't even really intended for casting, but it just happened that I could use it for that. And Judge kind of took me under his wing. Got to give a massive shout out to Jay Ponich as well for that, because little known fact, he's actually the first person that ever taught me how to cast at that time. So massive thanks to JP. Of course, yeah, all of AGTV, Tibor and Judge in particular as well. I'd like to thank everyone that I've casted with as well, because it's been a pleasure, especially people like yourself, Yummy Cheeseman, doing co-casts with such amazing casters. It's been great opportunities that have developed for me. Can't leave out all the international groups as well. Massive thanks to Hype. They were my first ever international cast I did over in NA, then Shift Pro League. So that's both Alstedo and Jasha, respectively. Huge thanks to Cloudfuel, who invited me to come along and join the Rocket League Central Casters sheet. So I've been doing some RLC stuff, just Gfinity so far, but that could grow into other things in the future. So big things on the horizon, and yeah, it's just an honor that people have been enjoying my stuff so much they decided that it would be best to throw in a vote for me, and I look forward to continuing to bring the best content that I can to the table.
Fantastic stuff, Renkies.
Congratulations again, and again, Renkies, you did, as far as I'm aware, the most casting of any caster throughout this year. There was a time where you were doing 6 casts a week, and as
Yep.
a new caster myself, that is like mind blowing. The amount of casting one person can do, because it is very tiring work.
Oh yeah.
And you've absolutely smashed it out of the park. Very well deserving winner. And Rankies, you were a very clear victor, like amongst that category as well.
Oh,
Just
thank
to
you
let
very
you know,
much.
you smashed it, and thank you for coming along. We are going to move on to the next category, and we're starting to hit some more big ones. I guess they've all been big ones the last few, but this is the one that the players are really interested in, I think, and that is 2016's OCE Rocket League Team of the Year. The team that perhaps somebody from RLCS, the NA and EU guys need to start looking out for, because all 4 of these teams are teams that could come to RLCS, and whoever wins this might be the team that takes down RLCS 3. But without further ado, the first category is the first team is a BIS esports club with Abzi Express and Cyrix, a team that formed at the very beginning of 2016 when it was Adzi Express and J Ponage. Actually, I think they formed in 2015, end of 2015, because I remember playing against them. And, I'm going to boast again because I can. The team that we knocked out of the open qualifiers for Cyber Gamer Season 2. And they brought on School Bus for Season 3, and afterwards in October brought on Cyrix, an absolute fan favorite, the guy who started Kakappa as well as one more, and entered the hearts of everybody at the ESL PAX LAN. They came first in CGI Season 2 in the CGPL season, second in CGP Season 3, second at ESL PAX after the reverse sweep, and third/4th in RLOC. So they've been there for every major tournament, always at the top, and they've even spent some time this year on the number 1 on the power rankings.
There was a sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. There was a brief period where they looked like the impossible team to beat on top of the power rankings until the next team came along.
Yeah, I mean, there's been, I think, multiple of those teams this year who at some stage were impossible to beat, and they're the teams that really improve the scene. When you've got that team that is so far ahead and everybody needs to catch up, that's where the scene is improving. The second nominee for Rocket League Team of the Year is Legacy Esports with Soma, Aaron, Groovy Grape, and the substitute, but almost a super sub because he seems to come in and save the day, Pinor as well. So they actually formed as a team when Rocket League came out. Originally, Soma, Aaron, and Pinor back in June or July 2015. It was that long ago, maybe even April, something. It was so long ago. They were sequential at the time. By the time they won CGPL Season 2, they came back as Karasuno, and then very shortly after got picked up by a very big sponsor, Legacy Esports, possibly the biggest sponsor in Rocket League OCE right now. They're the champions of CGPL Season 2, ESL PAX champions, and the CBC Cup champions. So some very big victories, including the biggest victory, ESL PAX. And they had a 3rd/4th place in RLOC as well. They were first on the power rankings more than any other team. I think it was 26 weeks spent as number 1 this year on the power rankings as well.
Yep, so more than half of the year spent on top of the rest of the scene. And that's astonishing.
And the number 3 team is Corvidae with Sicky, Days, Plitz, and Scuba Steve. Of course, previously and for most of the time, that they have been playing. It was Siki Days and Day Su, as well as Coach Stormclawed. So good to list those as well. They won the Chase Premier Finals. That's been their biggest victory. Big one for them. Second in the CPC Cup and fourth in Roquette. And they at one point made it to number 2 on the power rankings, just behind Abyss at the time. And that was right after they won the Chase Finals over Abyss. So they have been a big up and comer. They still have a long road ahead with the new roster, but a fantastic team so far. And the fourth nominee, and I know that you'll expect this one, Atletico, with Snarf, Monticona, and Bango. Originally formed with Bango and Snarf, who were both players in CGA division. Bango, I think, was in Rovers. Snarf was in another team as a substitute. But Bango at the time was very good mechanically. And they found Monticona as their third and formed a team with him. They were the team to beat for a long time this year. They were the first team to beat and upset Legacy, winning Heiji Real Season 1. They were a team that put in a ton of effort. They came out of nowhere and they took the scene by storm. And they are the CGP Season 3 champions, the RLOC champions, the Roquette champions, and they came third in ESL packs. So huge victories for them. Of course, there can only be one winner of the OC Rocket League Team of the Year, and that winner is Legacy Esports with Soma, Aaron, and Groovy Grape. Congratulations to them. And Soma, we have with us. Congratulations on winning Team of the Year.
Cheers, man. No, it's been a fantastic year for us. We planted the seed quite early and has sprouted quite nicely towards the end of the year. You know, we've really found our form and yeah, we've been quite strong. Hopefully in the new year we can find our form again, because we're just taking a break. And no, we're starting to get our schedule together, getting our whole practice all sorted, and we're going to be coming back pretty damn strong, I presume.
I hope you also come back pretty damn early as well, because there's a in the start of the year. But I mean, other than that, congratulations. You guys have been infallible. That's the word. Infallible. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes, very, very infallible. I agree.
I mean, only fallible by Gameroos, but of course, that is going to happen. But what was your highlight this year, Soma, across the entire thing?
It'd have to be PAX. That was quite an experience, to say the least. The nerves were flying. There was a massive crowd. The energy was incredible, and it was the best result we could have asked for. So,
excellent. Well, thank you very much to come on. There does have to be a shout out, somebody said in chat, to Orion as well, who for a large part of the year was a big part of your success.
Yeah, he was. When we brought Orion on, we were playing really well, and he worked with us very well. So big props to Orion for that. Really appreciate it.
Would love to see him come back.
Yeah, we want to see him come back.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much, Soma, and congratulations again to the entire team, Legacy Esports, as well as the organization, because I think they've done a lot to support you as well.
Absolutely.
So congrats, and we will head on to our next category, the OCE Rocket League Rising Star Award, Nolski.
Mm-hmm. And the Rising Star Award is aimed at the players who are either not very experienced with Rocket League and have been noticeably improving over the course of the year or over the course of their career within Rocket League. So I'll get straight into it. Our first nominee is Icy Mind Racer, and I'm sure that people would have noticed her by now. Former player from Enigma, a very, very consistent player, and she was well known for maining the X Devil for a very long period of time. But thankfully, has moved to a more reliable car in the Dominus, and she's been improving ever since. And then, and then our next nominee is Dreamy from team now called Sub-Zero, formerly Furox. A highly mechanical skill player, and has been improving steadily over the course of the year. And then Little Miss Dumpling, our third nominee. I've had a very intimate experience with Little Miss Dumpling being the captain of my team back when Phoenix Gaming had first started from X Just Girly Things. I found her to be a natural leader. I'm not sure if anyone else has had this experience, but she's mature far beyond her years and a fantastic player. And just disregard that phone ringing in the back.
I mean, the meme is now that she's manager of Abyss Esports. She is sub, but basically manages them because of that ability to just lead and say, "You guys are useless."
Yeah, pretty much. And finally, our final nominee, Star of the Year, is Kia. Kia, formerly of Prodigy, now a standout player for Masterminds, especially in the last tournament they played in. It was the ESL Monthly, where they performed very well against some of the top teams in OCE, and possibly the most mechanically skilled out of all the contenders within this bracket. So, so without much further ado, once again, seems to be my catchphrase, the winner of this year's Rising Star is Icy Mind Racer.
Yeah, congratulations to Icy. I do not think that we have her for an interview though, which is a big shame, but a very big rising star. Currently not on a team, has been playing a lot with Nerd, but I think they're still looking for a third. And I will see if maybe we can get Nerd in. We might actually be getting her. Might just be taking a little bit of time. So we will just hang out. As you said, she won. She came second in the Chase B Division finals with Enigma. Is that correct?
That's correct. I think Enigma had a hard run having to go through Team Redison as well. I can't really remember, but I do remember that she came also second in the DB 2v2 esports LAN with the Lulls, and I think that was the first place where I recognized her and I saw her stand out above other players such as, let's see, there was Trixie, there was Slurpee, there were a lot of players that are... Yes, of course, and the players that are well established within the community of being fantastic players, and she beat them, put it simply. Yeah. She was a fantastic force to be reckoned with on the day.
Yeah,
so,
look, anyone who can carry the Lulls deserves a Rising Star award. And congratulations, Icy Mind Racer. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I don't really know what to say.
Well, it's been...
sorry, you first, Yummy.
It's been a big year for you. So can you tell us a bit about the year? You know, you are the Rising Star. So perhaps not everybody knows about what you've done. So just let us know.
All right. So I guess I first started off with Enigma in August. Did some RLO tournaments and got into the runners up for Div B and the Chase. That was pretty awesome. After that, well, Enigma split. And I didn't do that many tournaments, and I still don't have a team currently.
So you reckon you can give us any insight into what team's coming up, or are you going to keep those cards close to yourself?
Like Yummy said, I have been playing a lot with Nerd. But who knows? Maybe we'll make a team next year. Not sure.
Are we going to see any more card changes? See another X Devil?
Yes, I will go back to the X Devil.
Oh no! Don't do that! Don't do that!
X Devil OP, come on.
Oh, well, anyway, congratulations. I think a deserved winner. Perhaps a little bit of a ninja coming out from underneath. Maybe some other favorites to win, but in my heart, I think you're definitely one of the best.
Thank you so much.
No worries. And as we move on to the final category,
Oh, yeah, we have one more category to go, and I think this is the biggest one of them all. The 2016 OCE Rocket League Player of the Year. And there is 4 absolutely fantastic players, 4 great nominees, Nolski.
mm-hmm.
Our
first up, the one and only Groovy Grape from Legacy Esports. One of the strongest players in OCE, and one of the most well-known as well, and the only keyboard player to make the list.
Oh, yeah.
Representing the
Great,
keyboard
what a guy.
fam. I know Yummy loves it, so... and not to go without mentioning that he was the star, the MVP of the ESL PAX LAN with a fantastic couple of goals, one of which was an air drag over the Atletico defense and a double tap in the off the backboard over the Abyss defense in their reverse sweep to the final of winning PAX LAN.
Yep, big carry by Groovy Grape, but that's
definitely.
expected as a keyboard player. So it was unfortunate this list is not entirely made of keyboard players, but you know, there's only so many of them. The second nominee for Player of the Year is Express from Abyss Esports Club. Largely regarded as the best mechanical player in OCE. You'll see him fantastic in both defense and in offense. When he's in the air, he is almost unbeatable. He's also just been part of the community for a long time. He's been playing with Adzi since late 2015, doing a fantastic job. He's got a lot of accolades under his belt, and he is a player to watch out for even going into 2017.
Okay, and moving on to our third nominee, again, Legacy Esports with Soma. Soma, a steadfast player, I believe, a formidable one, even on a bad day, will always be that driving force behind that team, a man to look out for. Part of the roster that saw them to the top of OC for the better part of the year.
Yeah, Soma as well has also been there since the start. So, and a real character. You saw him earlier, so find out if he's coming right back. Fourth nominee and contender is Atletico's Bango. He formed Atletico with Snarf, came from CGA to win CGP the following season. An absolutely fantastic player, considered the best offensive player in OCE for a long time. A lot of skill behind Bango, and I think, possibly a little bit of surprise. He's a very analytical player as well. He spends a lot of time in the background looking at replays, helping his team practice and work together. He's a very hard worker. Also, just still pretty young. I think he's still 17, still finishing school. So doing high school and taking names in Rocket League at the
Yeah,
same
definitely.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the 4 contenders. And the winner of 2016 OC Rocket League Player of the Year is the one and only Legacy Esports Groovy Grape. And it couldn't have happened to a better person, a better keyboard player. Congratulations, Groovy Grape, for winning.
Thank you.
Is,
how's my mic at the moment?
Your mic sounds perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that you're on
Perfectly audible.
So,
Okay, good.
Hopefully you have some great things to say about your year, starting at the bottom at All Stars and making it all the way to the top of the heap with Legacy.
Okay, so at the start of the year, actually, the end of last year, I was just teaming up with Flip. We decided we'd go to try out for CG, hoping to make CGM. at minimum.
Mhm.
So we picked up Jules and Lightning back in the day, who just, I don't know if he plays anymore. He's very quiet. And to our surprise, we ended up winning the Open Quals and making it to the CGP invitationals at that time, and got the last spot into CGP, which was a huge surprise that we did not expect at all. So went into CGP, kind of putting our pants, thinking, well, this is gonna be really scary. And kind of like Gameroos, we weren't expected to win at all, so we didn't have too much pressure on us. Although it was our first tournament experiences, so it was a bit pressuring. And then in the second round of CGP, we were the team to do it. We took down the gods of sequential gaming, and felt like gods for that whole entire week. Moved up to, I think it was like 5th on the power rankings, and it all went downhill from there. So yeah,
Well, you went
that's all.
from defeating the gods to becoming a god. So, Legacy Esports and winning PAX ESL. What was that like?
Obviously the best Rocket League experience. Shout out to Legacy for picking me up. I was really surprised when they contacted me. You know, they said they were trialing some people and thought that try me out. Played 1 or 2 tournaments. We won them both. They were really happy with me and said, "Yep, you're on the team." And I was like, "Wow, that was a lot quicker than I thought it would be." It was just really surprising that it went so smoothly when they decided to trial me. Then we made it to PAX, and PAX was my first LAN experience ever. Never been to any LAN, any gaming event at all, for not just Rocket League, for any game, obviously. It's such a huge crowd in front of us, playing on stage with cameras and being streamed with thousands of viewers, hundreds of thousands of viewers. It was
Millions.
millions, billions. You know,
Every single person.
every single person. If you weren't watching, you've don't kill yourself. No, that was the best experience I could ask for. It was, not gonna lie, there was a lot of pressure, a lot of nerves. I'm sure everyone had nerves, but I don't know what to say. It's the best experience on PAX, and coming out on top, especially after losing to Abyss right at the start, felt like the worst thing. I felt horrible. I felt like I could not get into my game, couldn't get into my groove. And after just beating Alpha Sydney, which took a scare because we're 2-1 down, and I thought, okay, well, this is it. If we lose here, then we're out. After just beating Alpha Sydney, I felt great that we didn't end up coming 4th, and I think from then on it started becoming a smooth ride to becoming victors, and surprisingly reverse sweeps Abyss in the finals, and yeah, best outcome of the PAX ESL we could have asked for, as Soma said previously.
Yeah, congratulations. And you managed to carry 2 very heavy weights all the way to victory in the grand final. Do you have anyone to thank just to finish off winning player of the year?
I think my teammates mostly. I hear all the time that people keep calling me a carry. I honestly do not feel like that's the case. I feel like it's a team-based game. It's not a carry. I feel like without them, I wouldn't have been where I was. Without All Stars, I wouldn't have been where I was. Without Alpha Sydney as well, when Alpha Sydney picked me up as sub, I feel like that got me back into a higher competitive state, which Legacy, I take it Legacy looked at that and saw me as a potential pickup. And so I would like to shout out all my previous teams, and Legacy Esports at the moment. And most of all, shout out to everyone who voted for me. Thank you very much. I am honestly gobsmacked that I was the player of the year.
Excellent. Well, it was very well deserved. Thank you and congratulations one last time. That is, for us, the last award of the night. It has been a fantastic night, and I think, as all the winners have said so far, that huge thanks goes out to everybody who voted, all 150 of you, and everybody who's shown up. I think there are roughly 90 viewers watching right now. And this is Rocket League Oceania's first ever awards, community awards for 2016. It is also their first ever stream on the Rocket League Oceania channel. So make sure you give a follow to the stream itself. Make sure that you get prepared to watch some great content here in 2017 and hopefully some great 2017 awards shows. But Nolski, it's been fantastic.
It has.
What a
has
night.
Been, yeah.
12 winners of community awards, 12 people who they don't get paper certificates, they don't get a pat on the back, but they at least get a verbal thanks and 60 plus votes from the community.
It's been a very humbling experience as well. Many people come out after they voted to watch the stream, to watch two old blokes talk about a bunch of awards and whatnot.
Speak for yourself, Grandpa.
And of course, the individuals themselves are very thankful towards the community, as much as we are as well.
Yeah, big thanks as well to Dover, as we've said before. Huge effort behind the scenes for the community awards, as well as Beatnik, who has done all of the production for tonight. Again, thank you everyone who came along. Hope you have a fantastic evening. Hope you had a fantastic 2016. And one last thing to note, if you would like me to do a set of player specific awards, if you really did enjoy tonight, then let me know. I might do some 2016 player based awards, such as best defender, best attacker, that kind of stuff. Let me know. Send me a message on Discord or something. If I get a few people who are interested, then I'll go ahead with that. But from myself and from Nolski, on behalf of Rocket League Oceania and the Community Awards for 2016, as well as everything for 2016, thank you and good night.